We laughed ourselves silly all the way to the library. But once we opened the doors that led to the shelves of beautiful books, we got quiet. Now, I kept a list of books I wanted, and I'd been waiting for weeks for A Wrinkle in Time to be returned. If it wasn't there, then The Island of the Blue Dolphins was next on the list. And if that wasn't available, I'd just reread any old Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys book until they came back. But if Charlene Brown didn't hurry up and return A Wrinkle in Time, I was going to go over to her house and get it myself. I took my list seriously, but not Oliver. He never knew what he was going to take home until we left. Mrs. Clark, the librarian, and one of the best storytellers in the whole world, would have something picked out and waiting for him at the desk. No matter what it was, he never asked her anything different, because he said she always knew the perfect one. Now, the books she picked out for Oliver weren't ones I'd ever pick out for myself. They looked boring, like school books, but they weren't. Some of them were even more interesting than Nancy Drew, but I'd never admit it. Whenever Oliver asked me to read something, I'd always act like it was a chore, even though secretly I liked it. But I didn't have to read anything out of those books because Oliver soaked every story up like a sponge. Trust me, if you were to ask him about the Cherokee Indians who once lived over in East Tennessee, the Wright brothers, or about all the old presidents of the United States, he'd tell you more than you ever wanted to know and teach you a few things you never learned in school. Like, did you know that John Quincy Adams used to go skinny dipping in the Potomac River? Yeah, me neither.